Hello everybody and welcome back to another lesson with yours truly. I am a little behind today because I actually just got lost in a meditation and I did not set a timer. And when I came out of my meditation, this was a longer one, so I'm a little bit like, ooh, right now. But this is perfect because this is exactly what I'm going into to teach. This is perfect. So you guys, I just got done with that meditation and I feel good. I feel good. Ooh. I was like, oh, I gotta go do this yoga thing. Okay, let me grab a book real quick. What is that? This chair grabs me. This chair. There's something on this chair that grabs me. Anyways, when I get up, it's gonna rip my pants someday, I know it. Okay, whew. Goodness gracious. Great balls of fire. All right, we've got yoga. You guys, this is everything. This is everything. If you've read my book, you know just how real this chapter is. This is chapter 14. I really struggled with where to put this in the book because it is part of happy, but most Americans and Westerners see this as fitness, and it's not at all. Yoga is the most incredible, oldest form of enlightenment and connection to the divine that there is. It's the oldest form. And we've gotten away from that in our evolution as a world. We've gotten away from this path of enlightenment. But this, honestly, is everything. And I'm not even going to sugarcoat this to say that it's anything else, that the world has evolved to something else. The world has evolved to crap. The world has evolved to separation. The world has evolved in means that disconnect us from our own selves and from our Creator. It has not done anything to really, truly help us connect to our soul, to our spirit, and to each other. So, yoga is the oldest form of connection to the divine, and what people see nowadays is poses, and poses are not yoga. Poses are called asana. That is one step in the path of yoga. The path of yoga literally goes from, it's kind of like in the beginning, the 10 Commandments, really. You know how like there's the 10 Commandments of thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not covet, speak pure words. What are the 10 Commandments anyways? I'm going to look that up. Just for the heck of it. I'm going to look this up. The 10 Commandments. Boom. All right. The 10 Commandments. I'm going to just compare these two things. Now, remind you, the Bible, Christianity, Buddhism, Hinduism, all of these religions came after yoga was already even a thing. Yoga predates back 5,000 plus years, you guys. 5,000. There are stone engravings in cave walls that go back 5,000 years old. So if they already were doing poses and these asanas back 5,000 years ago, and that's when they carved in these scripture, these asanas, the poses in these the caves of these walls, that means they were doing it before 5,000 years ago. So this is so old. Now, for those of you who have not really gotten to know me yet, you know that I'm deeply spiritual. You know that my background outside of fitness, outside of this, is psychology, nutrition science, and for those of you that are really getting an understanding, I had OCD when I was younger, obsessive compulsive. I knew things before I knew things. So I don't even think it's OCD. I think that it is just normal human behavior, that we're very, very in tune with certain energies as we evolve, our souls evolve. And I'm gonna get very Eastern with you in the path of yoga. In the path of yoga, there are levels to the soul. There are you can die at a certain level. Let's say you commit suicide. You die at that level. Well, guess what? You got to come back and you got to do it all over again until you up level yourself to the level of God, to the level of in yoga it is sattva, it's tamas, sattva and rajas, and those are levels of the soul. One of them is very earthly, very almost even demonic, and very matter. Like the lower your vibration goes, the more matter, the more condensed matter it is. But the higher your vibration goes, the more the matter separates into further particles that are farther away from themselves. The higher you go on the scale of energy, it isn't even seen. This is crazy, but I'm just going to give it to you. You guys, I'm just going to give it to you. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. The higher you go in evolution, in energy, in your soul, in your spirit, like since there's nothing is separate. There's nothing like, yes, we're coagulated matter, you in the form of you, this in the form of this, but the deeper you go into it, the particles are in there and they're bouncing around. It's just coagulated matter. It's just hardened into this thing. But the more you vibrate, the higher your energetic vibration goes, the more you become light energy. And it is said that ancient scriptural books, not the Bible, ancient spiritual books talk about how people in their own physical bodies got so high vibrational that they actually were able to, this is crazy, dissolve and walk through walls. And I'm not sure if you've heard about anything like that, but I would advise you to get the book Ramtha, Ramtha, if you're interested in this. This is not yoga. This was spiritual mysticism, but that's a book that kind of talks about that. Now, I'm simply just talking about energy and energetic levels. And you guys, this is all proven. It's scientific facts. Western science is proving Eastern mysticism. It's proving it, that it's all down to the nano, micro, and that it comes into coagulated things. You guys, chip technology, the stuff that's in these phones, how much can they get in a chip? And in the past it was like real big, and now it's really little, so it's going like, we evaporate, but we also condense down into these tiny little things. And so I'm getting like really, really like, I'm bringing two worlds together, the Western science world and the Eastern mysticism world of spirituality. But you guys, this is what brings us here to this human experience. Now, you can tell I just meditated because I'm totally out there. But this is a lot of what I teach at my yoga school. So the 10 Commandments, let me get here for you. Okay. I am the Lord your God, and you shall have no gods before me. You shall not take my name in the Lord in vain. You'll remember to keep the holy day of the Lord, Sundays, the Lord's day. Honor your father and your mother. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness against your neighbor. Thou shalt not covet your neighbor's wife. You shall not covet your neighbor's goods. Okay, so the 10 Commandments are very, very similar to the yamas and the niyamas in the path of yoga. So the yamas in the path of yoga are step number 1. Now this is yoga. Don't harm anybody. Be truthful. Be responsible. Don't steal. Those are the first 3. Unity. Life is about unity. Simplicity, generous. Be generous. So those are external things. That's the first path of yoga, the first part of to do those things. Be generous. Unite with your brothers and sisters. Don't steal. Be truthful with others and with yourself. Non-harming. Don't harm people. Don't harm animals. Don't be a harmful person. Be a good person. Then you move into the second part. The second part is the niyamas. This is part 2 of yoga. Second path in yoga. These are internal things like be pure. Feed your body good foods. Santosha means contentment. Be content. Be content. Find contentment with now. Be in the present moment. Find peace. Find love. Find joy. Get content. The disciplines of tapas. Sacrifice. Be disciplined in your life. Sacrifice for others. Self-study is another one in this. So these are all parts of the niyamas. Self-study. Study yourself. Why do you do what you do? Why do you turn to food for comfort? Why do you lash out in anger? Why do you cry at movies? Like self-study. Learn yourself. This is what it's all about. Another one is pradihana. Surrender. Surrender to something bigger than yourself. Have a bigger purpose. It's not about you. Clearly, look at the world. There's billions and billions of people out there. It's not just about you. You know, we're all divine in the divine form, but this is not just about one person. Serve something bigger than yourself. Serve a purpose. Serve a mission. So those are the first 2 paths of yoga. Do all those things, and then comes yoga, and then comes asana, the poses. Then, let me pull these up so I can give you the actual terminology. It's called the 8-fold path of yoga. Okay, where do we go? Of yoga. All right. We've got the yamas, the niyama. Okay, so yama, look at it like this. Okay, let me just go through them. Yamas, niyama, yama. Vices to be avoided. Violence, stealing, coveting, dishonesty, hate, anger. It's all down here. Lack of loyalty, that's all down here. Those are the yamas. Up here, you got the niyamas. This is virtues. Be pure. Feed your body right. Study yourself. Learn why you do what you do. Be devoted to God. Be devoted to searching God out, knowing God's voice, seeking God. Then, poses, asana. And this isn't just yoga poses. This is walking. This is stretching. This is working out. This could be running for some people. But honestly, the yoga poses are incredible here in this place. Really not much can take the place of this. But it's really all about embodying yourself at this level. This is called asana. Embody yourself. You got to recognize that you got to unite your mind, your body, and your soul together. This is asana. Then you've got pranayama, which is the 4th step, which is breathing, which is breath control. You can go that is a form of, hold on. I don't want to faint on you. That is a form of pranayama. That is 2 inhales to 1 exhale. That is bringing massive, massive oxygen to my brain. Okay, breathing, pranayama is breath control. There's a whole path of yoga that only does breath work. Yoga is so deep, so big, so expansive. Breathing techniques. Those breathing techniques will take you from asana, body, embodiment, to breathing, and it will tighten that up, and you will be so incredibly focused. So incredibly focused. I have a program that I created called Spiritual Medicine, and it is the elixir for using breath work to unite your body, mind, and soul. Pranayama, right there, you guys. It's breath work, breath control. What that breath control does is it leads you to the next step. That next step is called pratyahara. Pratyahara, when you're doing the breathing exercises, what you're doing is focus. You're focusing, so you're closing your eyes. You're no longer listening to the sounds around you. You're withdrawing it all in to this one place. Pratyahara. Then, what happens is concentration. You concentrate. You're focused. This asana leads to breath work, which leads to withdrawing of the other senses, which leads to concentration. Concentration leads to contemplation, which is meditation, which leads to samadhi, which leads to the union with the divine, or self-realization. And this isn't just in a 10-minute, 15-minute practice. This is in a lifetime. This could be in a 10 or 15-minute, an hour-long yoga practice with a 15-minute yoga meditation, yoga/meditation, /breath work, /concentration, /union with the divine. That could happen in 15 minutes. Chances are it doesn't happen often in 15 minutes. I've been doing this for a decade, and I'll tell you the amount of times where I've been united with the divine, I can count on one hand. So it is a practice. This is a practice. And what happens when you feel this upper level of unity with the divine, you get hooked and you want it. You want it. You want to live there all of the time. It is, hold up. I'm going to look this up. So Maslow's hierarchy of needs, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It is physiological down here, safety, love and belonging, self-esteem, and boom, at the top, self-realization. Even Maslow's hierarchy of needs, he knew that it's the same thing, the self-realization. Who are we? What are we here for? A lot of these things have really stemmed from the path of yoga. So physiological, you got your food, you're secure in life, you've got air, healthy air, food, you feel secure and safe. The next one is safety. Then you've got love and belonging. You want to feel loved. You want to give love. You want to feel like you belong. Esteem gives, you got to have that before you're going to be esteemed and feel like you're worthy in the world. But love is not just love from a partner. It is self-love. Feeling like you have a belonging, not only with a lover in the world, but in the world. Okay? Sometimes it doesn't even, you don't have a lover. I'm single. I'm perfect proof. One of the best, most lovely times of my life was when I was single. I've been single a long time, but some of the best experiences of my life are being single, is what I'm trying to say. Some of the best experiences of my life are also being in love and in a relationship. But in love means in a loving energy, in the consciousness of love. It doesn't mean that it is from that other person. You become the vessel that love flows through, whether you are single or whether you have an object of your attention that you get to love on. And it is conditional in that sense. You got to find the uncondition of love, letting love flow through you And they just simply are your object of attention, but you don't need them to feel the love. You feel the love inside of yourself because it is who you are and you're connected to that consciousness. Then you've got esteem, and then you've got self-actualization. So this is very, very similar. Now, you guys, yoga is one of the things that will change your life. And it is, a lot of you who are on this program are going, it's the meditations, Liz. It is the meditations. If it wasn't for the meditations, I would not be able to even stick to the workouts. The meditations are helping me to fall in love with the workouts. The meditations are helping me to see why I'm turning to the food for comfort. Yes, but you guys, the thing is, let's back up. It's a whole process. So I'm gonna put this here for you. And I'm gonna really go through this for you for a second. Okay. I like that. Okay. I'm gonna move this in. How is that? It's kind of got a glare on it. Good? Okay, good. I'll try to write big. Right here. Can you read that? Just do the effing thing. That's sometimes the way I need to talk to myself. Because sometimes I need that tough love motivation because I'm tired of myself. Just do the thing. Okay. Right down here, we've got yamas. Yama. Can you read that? Yama. Yama. Let's talk about that again. You got that? Oh, is that backwards? I think it's backwards. Crud. I can't write backwards. Yama. And then we got niyama. Niyama. Write it down. M-A. Write it down on your own paper so you can follow along. Niyama is next. Then we have asana. Poses. Movement. Embodiment. Asana. Asana. It's not asana. We're not getting into asana. It's asana. Pranayama. Prana is life force. Yama is movement, energy, control. Yama, pranayama means, yama means control, okay? So prana, life force, yama, control. Life force control, breath control. Prana, yama. I'm going to have to get up here eventually. Pranayama. Then you got pratyahara, which is withdrawing of your senses. Your sight, your sound, your taste, your touch. What's the other one? Sight? Sight? There's 5. Sound. I always forget this one. Sight, hearing, tasting, touching. Oh boy. What is it? It'll come to me. Pranayama, then we got pratyahara. What is it? Maybe it says there. I don't know. Pratyahara. How do I spell that? Prati, Y. H-A-R-A. Pratyahara. Pratyahara. This is bothering me. What? I always forget the 5th sense. Taste, 5 senses. It's gonna be like a no-brainer. Okay, so sight. Oh, touch. I always forget the touching. So it's sight, sound, taste, touch. Oh no, I didn't miss that one. Smell. Smell is the other one. So when you're meditating or when you're visualizing, you want to get into the senses. You want to activate them. When you're meditating, you want to withdraw. when you're in a bad space in life, you want to withdraw all of the stuff and go in, find your inner source of divinity, let it move through you, visualize and push out what you want. This is the creation. This, what I'm doing here, and what's coming for my tribe and the people who are invested in this and want to know more about this. This is heavenly mind. This is creation. Okay, that's a whole nother level. Okay, so but that is what you're doing. Meditation, bringing it all in. The kingdom of heaven is within you. Tap into the kingdom of heaven and then push out the kingdom of heaven by you being the creator of your reality. Okay, so we've got, that is beyond yoga. That is way beyond. Then we've got dharana, which is mind control. Okay, so this is dharana. D-H-A-R-A-N-A. Okay. Dharana. And then we have dhyana, which is meditation. So dharana is, so this is withdrawal of the senses. This is focus or concentration. Very, very important. Very important. So concentration. Then we've got meditation. So you can't meditate. Meditate is dhyana. D-H, let me write it here. D-H-Y-A-N-A. So look at this, you guys. You can't really have a successful meditation until you embody your body. You're using breath work to focus your mind, to withdraw your senses from the external world, from cravings, from taste, smell, touch, sounds. Then you got to do these to concentrate your mind right there. You can't get to meditation until you concentrate your mind, until you embody yourself, okay? So it's like you got to bring your mind and your body together before you're going to tap into a solid, real, legit, productive meditation. And a real solid, legit, you can get there really fast with breath work. That's why I'm calling that program Spiritual Medicine. You can get there really, really fast with breath work. Poses, asana, and breath work. And then the last step is just like, it just happens to you. It just totally happens to you. And that is right up here at the very top. It's called samadhi. Samadhi. S-A-M-A-D-H-I. And this is absorption into the divine. That is when you fully are just like gone. And you either, there's so many things that can happen. You can feel energy flowing through you. Some people have felt like electrical currents, and it's just like their body is really at that higher level. They're vibrating at a very high level, and so that energy is literally moving through them. It can scare you in and bring you right back down into your body and separate you from what's happening up here. So you got to go with it. You got to allow. You got to get more comfortable and more comfortable getting into there. Some people meditate for 20 minutes a day, and that's more for focusing the mind and silencing the mind and quieting the mind and getting more into self-awareness. Some people meditate for longer because it takes them a little bit longer. Some people cannot even get to meditation until they do a very powerful yoga practice. You're going to have to find what works for you. You're going to have to try different things and see. But samadhi is that unity. It is that bliss field. Sometimes people kind of just like get into a, how do I explain that one? Like they go nowhere. It's like they just kind of, they're gone. And they're in that space between the thoughts into like a really amazing, comfortable, blissful feeling. But yet it's like maybe 30 minutes have gone by, but it seems like 2. Okay. So that's what we're doing here with yoga. Now, this is the path of yoga. So I went really deep for you, but I can't not, because it is so, so important. And you guys, it's everything. It wasn't really until I did yoga that everything else in my life turned around. And it all kind of made sense. It wasn't until I integrated all of this together that it made sense. Nobody's going to be successful with their body practice if they don't have an understanding of what's going on with their senses and why they crave certain things. That's right here, you guys. So it's like I was saying a little bit ago. It's bigger than a 10-minute practice. It's bigger than a 15-minute practice. This is a life thing. This is a life experience practice. Yoga is all the time. Yoga isn't just when you're on the mat. Yoga's off the mat. Yoga is living. Sorry, I have got to get a drink. I'm getting dry. So it's like some people think, and they just isolate yoga to just this hour-long practice or going to a yoga class and they think it's over. But when you really understand yoga and the path of yoga and what it's completely doing with us, then you get that, oh, wow, this is a way of being. Figure fit ought to be called, I don't know, something else. Like, because that's what we're doing here. Figure fit is the complete lifestyle program on bringing your mind, your body, and your soul together. Maybe I will rebrand this. I don't know. But lately I've been thinking about mind fit, soul fit, yoga fit, because figure fit isn't enough. People think it's just all about the body, and it's not. It's not all about the body. If you don't have your mindset right and you're not focused, or everything pulls you out of focus, or you don't have your cravings under control because maybe you don't have your diet under control, and you don't have your diet under control because your spouse drives you crazy, your mom drives you crazy, or your kids drive you crazy, so you're going and you're binging eating because everyone's driving you crazy because you don't have your mind under control. You're not going to get your mind under control until you get your body under control, until you get your senses under control. This whole thing goes together. We can't have one part without the other. We cannot have spirituality without the body. Cannot have the body without spirituality, without the mindset. It's all together. That's why I have a triangle here. It is all mind, body, soul. It is all of that together. Maybe I just solved my own problem. That will be the logo for Liz Near's Wiki, and my program is... Oh, come on, help me out here. We got to figure this out. I never even thought I wanted to rebrand until this video. Anyways, so you guys, I'm going to read to you something really, really quick. Read the book. Read this chapter in the book. Where is it? I don't know. It's got to be around here somewhere. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know where this is. Oh yes, here we go. Okay. So in the yoga path, the Yoga Sutras are a book written by a man named Patanjali. And there are 200 sutras in this book, a lot like scriptures. And yoga, the path of yoga, is explained. But in the second sutra, he says like the whole process of yoga, the whole goal of yoga is explained in this second sutra, but in this one sutra. Number 2, but in this one sutra, the whole thing is explained. And what he says is the restraint of modifications of the mind, all the mind stuff, is yoga. The restraint of all this mind stuff is yoga. So now those of you that are doing the 365-day journey to enlightenment can see what I'm trying to do with you. I'm trying to get you into understanding all of the stories. Now, you guys, the thing about your brain is these stories in your brain, they're going to go on forever until you die. This inner voice will never quiet. It will never go away. Good. It's not supposed to. You're supposed to have it. However, you have to direct it. You have to be the creator of your reality. You are the God of your own life, of your own existence, of your own creation. And if you're in your head having negative stories, you're going to create that reality outside of you. If you're in your head uplifting yourself and pouring belief into yourself, you're going to follow suit. Wherever attention goes, energy flows, no matter what it is. So if your attention is on the negative, you are going to create the negative. If your attention is on the positive, you are going to create the positive. Where your attention goes, your energy flows. The whole purpose of yoga is a restraint of this mind stuff. The restraint of the mind stuff. That's funny, the mind stuff. So we're restraining it, we're focusing it, we're channeling it, we're harnessing it, we're containing it, and we are moving it into our own direction, our own path, what we do want, rather than what we don't want. You guys, this is a huge module. There is so much to this module, so much depth, so many levels, so much time that I've spent in my own life learning this stuff, teaching this stuff, trying to do this stuff, thinking I got it, failing. It's a process, you know, but the thing is, it's once again, you can bring it back to this one thing. The restraint of this mind chatter is yoga. We have to focus our mind. We have to get in tune with it. We've got to get aware of it. We got to know what is going on. If you don't know what's going on, sorry, I've got this hair that's tickling me. If you don't know what's going on and you're not alert and awake enough to these stories, then your life is probably pretty out of control. And it isn't until you start getting awareness that you start to have more control. And that's where you guys all are. So you know what? There are so many people who actually get into something. They're like, woo, I'm in this. I'm going to do this 90-day challenge, and I'm going to do this meditation. And then all of a sudden, all this stuff starts happening. And they feel like their life's a little bit out of control. They're feeling anxious. They're feeling worried. Well, you know what the thing is? You're actually just waking up. You're waking up to what is really going on, what has been going on all along. Now you're just waking up to it, and you're going, oh, God, this is for real. You're going, oh, my God, I am the creator of all of this, and you see it. You see it. You wake up to it. Now, you may go through a process of depression. You may go through a period of time where you're kind of depressed about that because for so long, you've been living with the idea that something outside of you is working this whole thing. But you have free will, and you have the power of choice to make this life what you want. You've got the power to think. You have the power outside of like all the other mammals and animals of the planet. You got the power to create and to think, to build things. Other animals don't have that. We do. We humans do. So there's going to be times where you might go like I did. I totally did. I can only use me as an example, and I can use some clients that I've worked with as an example. That you kind of like, you wake up to it, and then you're like, oh my God, this is a big responsibility. And then you kind of get a little bit depressed about it. You're like, I kind of liked having a puppeteer in the sky dictating everything for me. You know, and like sometimes the Bible the Bible likes to say that everything is predestined and preordained, and that that you have a destiny. That's a tough one. You know, it really is a tough one because every day you've got free will, you've got free choice. So I really, really, really used to believe that. And there's parts of me that still wants to believe that. But then as me, my life experience, my being the sole breadwinner, being the mother, being the creator of businesses, being the destroyer of businesses, I know my absolute power. And I know I have choice. So maybe that's all planned out in heaven. But see, the thing is, if the kingdom of heaven is within you, and the Bible says that, then, and you have free will, and that God is not going to exert himself or herself onto you, that you get to live in faith and you get to create, then that's a different story. That's a different story. So sometimes it's easier to go, I want it to be outside of me. I want there to be free, like some sort of dictator that's like pre-planned my life. I now believe that the destiny is already set. We're all going to die. That's not even, there's no doubt about that. We're all going to die. We're all going to the same place. And I do believe that heaven or hell is right now. Right now. The spiritual, I mentioned this earlier, that a lot of the spiritual teachings that I have learned talk about, this kind of, there are parts of yoga that are unclear in the path of yoga that is it meaning like reincarnation, that we're coming back at a different level? Do we die and come right back? You guys, we don't know. We don't know. That's the thing. We just don't know. There's spiritual books that say one thing. There is, even the Bible says we're going home. We're just going home to God. So the fact is, we don't know. But what we do know is that God is love. That love feels pretty darn good. We do have a lot of science behind this stuff. We do have science that we are the creators, that where our focus goes, our energy flows, and we can create. We do have absolute science backing of quantum physics, neuro-linguistic programming, that stress causes cancer, that positivity heals, that surrendering and relinquishing stress heals. We have absolute certainty that when we focus our mind on something, we can create, and that some of those things are backed by superficial divine powers. Sometimes there's those synchronicities that just happen. You're like, how did that happen? So you guys, there's a lot of unknown, but there's a lot of known. And so the part where there's unknown, all I can do is just say, do it. Be a learner. Be an observer. Just learn these things. Test yourself. Test your life. But what we do know is where we've got science. We've got a lot of science that backs up a lot of this stuff. So all I know is what I believe and what I feel as truth over my journey. And that is that I do have free will, that I do have the power of choice, that I can choose separation from the divine, or I can choose unity. And when we separate from the divine, and that goes not just with the divine, that energy field, it's also with my fellow brothers and sisters. Because if I am at disarray in an argument with anyone, loved or unknown, I've had people on social media attack me, and that feels ucky. That's separation from our divine brothers and sisters of the world. It's not just with our loved ones. It's within our own self. And that separation, since there is no separation and we're all one, all of that is felt. It's all felt. So I just wish the whole world knew and really understood that our connection really comes in our unity, not our separation with one another. It comes in our unity, that we're all the same, that we're all really wanting to be seen, be heard, be loved. So what I know for myself is that in the process of waking up, you start to see more of your own judgments towards other people. You start to see it towards yourself. And you start to learn how to bring yourself back to that no mind to choose the right mind. And that is tangible, waking, moment by moment ability to choose what is good. And not everybody has this. Not everybody has had access to this. And so all we can do is be the light. You know, not everybody's going to see this video. And all you can do is be the light. You can be a teacher. You can get involved in yoga training. You can get involved in the figureFIT certification. I'm going to have that at some point in time, and it's going to include all of this. So you can become a teacher of the light and spread these words, because everyone around you needs this. Because if you are standing next to someone and you're arguing with someone, you both feel it. Unless you're just like, you know, immune to that kind of stuff, which most people are not. Even if they say they are, they're not. We all feel that, you know. Even when somebody thinks that they're not, they're feeling it, because then they're talking about it. So they're feeling it. So our goal here is unity. Unity, unity, unity. That is the goal. Yoga is beautiful practice. I highly advise you to really start to look at the entire path like this and bringing it all together. You know, we do the figureFIT workouts as a way to science way to get our body fit and healthy. You guys, that is, it's not yoga, but it's a part. It's the asana. It's right there. Okay? The asana is body control. Utilizing your body for strength, for power, for agility, for health. Okay? So it's part of this. Whether you do a yoga practice and you're doing the poses or you're doing the workouts, it's the same. It's all part of the asana. I, as a trained yoga teacher, a trained personal trainer, somebody who's trained in exercise science and physiology and spirituality, I would never only do one form. The best way, and now this is totally body. And yeah, you know what? I'm going to be vain because I hate fat on my body. I hate it. I don't like it. And so fitness, figureFIT workouts, melt that fat. Good. I'm going to do it forever. I will do figureFIT until I cannot do it. And hopefully that's the day I die. I will lift weights my entire life because that is the best form of getting your body tight and losing that extra body fat. Nutrition is number 2. Meditation was probably tied with both of those, because if you're not meditating, you're not really understanding your habits. Okay? So, you guys, I love you. I'm going to get off. I know that this video has a ton of information, but I also know that it's going to serve you greatly. Watch it a couple times. Let it sink in. Meditate on it. Maybe write about different parts. Research different parts. Read. Get books. Ask me about books. I've got a ton of books. You know, there's a ton of stuff out there. And actually, if you want, we'll just dive. I'm going to do a training on this pretty soon called... It used to be called Breaking Bad Habits. It's going to be called Change, End Addictions and Break Bad Habits, and using the path of yoga for transformation. And so this is coming. It's going to be an incredible program that really brings together just the everything I love to teach and energy, which is awesome. So I'm going to jump off. You guys, I love you so much. I know that this is going to serve you greatly. Let me know what your thoughts are below. Let me know how this helps you, what you learn. And also let me know what you're going to do with this. What are you going to do? How are you going to go deeper into this? What are you going to dive deeper into for yourself? Because I know that there's always a part of this process that calls to you. It does for everybody. So let me know below, and I will see you in the group page. Ciao.